Hey guys, so today we are going to be talking about these femmes, whatever you may want to call them, who are getting mad that Ken was nominated at the Oscars over the Barbie movie, right? Just because Ken was nominated, they're mad over that. I mean, I think that when you make a movie, if any of your actors get nominated at the Oscars, you would be proud. You'd be very happy. You'd be like, yeah, that's the movie I made and one of my actors got nominated. But no, they feel differently, apparently, for some reason. Let's see why.
All right, if that's got you upset, this is going to get you more upset, okay? When it comes to Barbie, Ken was nominated, but Barbie wasn't. Margot Robbie was not nominated for her acting. And get this, Greta Gerwig, who dreamed up the whole story about a plastic doll, made this beautiful original film that made $1 billion at the box office, was snubbed for directing. Yep.
In case you have...
Alright, but just making $1 billion in the box office is an achievement in and of itself, that you had enough people who wanted to see it that made $1 billion. So, I mean, that's something to be grateful for. It seems like here, these femmes are going to cry about what they don't have instead of counting their blessings and being grateful for what they do have.
Movie Barbie, filled with a bunch of feminist baby bop bimbo babble, received 8 nominations. Yet they're still unhappy and crying because Margot Robbie, the lead actress in the movie, did not get nominated for her role, and the director of this feminist film, Greta Gerwig, she did not get a nomination for Best Director.
Okay, so they have 8 nominations. Let's see why. Best Supporting Actor. So they're not even saying he's the main character or that he was the most important guy in the movie. They were just saying he was nominated for the Best Supporting Actor. Ryan Gosling even gave credit to Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig. So he gave them acknowledgement. He's saying that there wouldn't have been a Barbie movie without them, basically. And Robbie was nominated as a producer when the film got a nod from Best Picture. Okay, so looks like Margot Robbie did get nominated here too. They were nominated for Best Picture, but not Best Director. Okay. Alright, well yeah, there are people who make plenty of great films and who don't get nominated, but they got nominated 8 times. It'd be impressive if you even get nominated once. Even if you get nominated once, impressive. Even if you didn't get any nominations, but you made $1 billion in the box office, that's impressive. So I don't understand why they're complaining.
I guess the movie receiving 8 nominations wasn't enough, and technically the same 2 women they're crying about, they were nominated, just not for Best Director and Best Actress. Greta got a nomination for Best Adapt Screenplay, and Margot Robbie, who not only played the main character, but she was an active executive producer, she still received a nomination when the movie was nominated for Best Picture. And then you have America Ferrera.
Alright, so Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig, they did get nominated. Maybe it wasn't for a specific role that they wanted to be nominated for, but they did. So just if you get nominated for anything at all, you shouldn't be complaining. Because there are people who have lots of talent who don't even get considered, who don't even get nominated, right?
Who was nominated for her role in the movie in the Best Supporting Actress category. But what's really adding to their anger is actor Ryan Gosling being nominated for Best Supporting Actor for his role as Ken in the movie.
And it's just like, also, did they miss the whole moral of the story of Barbie? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so the moral of the story for Barbie was just a trash man, and for that reason, Ken shouldn't have gotten nominated, even though without Ken, I don't think the story would have been possible either. So, yeah, but they're mad just because a guy got nominated.
I don't think I've seen you acting.
You
dug so deep. You tapped into that
made me upset.
frustration.
It made me upset because they've said in the 96 years of the Academy's history, only 3 women have won in the Best Director category. And that says a lot right there. I mean, that tells you everything. It's a man's world. And
first off, the $1 billion box office, it doesn't mean that it was a good movie. It means they did a really good job getting women and girls on board to support this movie with this feminist programming. Besides, there's been a lot of $1 billion films that did not win an Oscar for Best Director. But when she was like, oh my God, it's been almost 100 years, you only had 3 women who won the award, cry me a river.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, but over the summer, people were breaking up with their boyfriends just because their boyfriend didn't want to watch the Barbie movie or doesn't like the Barbie movie, right? So let me see if I can find it here on YouTube. Yep, right here, right here. 5 months ago, girls are breaking up with their boyfriends over the Barbie movie. Yep. We have plenty of these here. So yeah, they definitely did do a good job of like getting a bunch of these femmes on board to see the movie. And yeah, I did write an article about why your boyfriend might not like the Barbie movie. I'm gonna link it down below in the description. I have my own site and everything, but yeah, I'm gonna link it.
so eloquently, her character says, it is literally impossible to be a woman. Like we always have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. Always stand out and always be grateful, but never forget that the system is rigged. So find a way to acknowledge that, but again, always be grateful.
Well, all right, but then also, she's saying, oh, it's hard to be a woman for those reasons. But let me tell you why it's hard to be a guy. When you're trying to date, most of the times you're going to end up in the friend zone, unless you're like Chad or Tyrone, unless you got the 6-pack, 6 figure, 6 inches down south, 6 feet tall, and you fit a long laundry list. So unless you're Chad or Tyrone, or you're the beta male provider type who has a lot of money, yeah, it's going to be tough for you to date Western women. But you might not even, by the time you get all of your stuff together, you might not even want to date the Western women. You might be looking overseas instead. But in any case, to be put in the friend zone, to be used for dinner, drinks, like to be used as an ATM, or to be looked at as a guy to go to for freebies, all of that stuff, yeah, that is pretty tough.
And that's the problem, is the system is broken. The system is rigged, as we said in America Ferrera's, great monologue that
If the system was broken and rigged in other ways, but if this was an example you're providing for how the system was broken and rigged, then firstly, I don't think that the Barbie movie would have gotten $1 billion in the box office. If this was all a patriarchal men's society, it would not have gotten even $100 million. You see, like, and then also remember all of those women who forced their boyfriend to watch the Barbie movie with them in the theater and got mad that they didn't like it. Like, who is going to like a movie that's going to be trashing them, right? Yeah, and if the system was really broken and rigged in the example you're providing, then I don't think this movie would have gotten any nominations, and none of the actors would have gotten a nomination either, except for Ken. So then Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig, they wouldn't have gotten any nomination if it was a patriarchal society, and if the system was rigged in that sense. And only Ken would have gotten it, right? Only Ryan Gosling.
she's thinking this movie's a movie about a plastic doll.
Right.
There's no message.
Right.
The message of the movie is so far deeper. I know people who,
Yeah, just a trash man person, in a sense, like just to make them look weak, look like a simp and all that stuff, sure.
I've seen comments, people who got up and walked out. They didn't get it. And I'm like, well, because you didn't stick around and try to listen and get to the message of it. It's not a feminist movie.
Right.
Oh, yes, it is a feminist movie. You know it's a feminist movie. And all this complaining about the system in Hollywood, this is a private industry. If you did not build it, you will not control it. It's like somebody coming over to your house.
Oh, she's trying to say it's not a feminist movie. Yeah, right. Why you always lying? Why the F you lying? Why you always lying?
You know, Ken is not enough. Like, nobody wants just a Mojo Dojo Casa. I mean, how fun would that be? Do you want a Mojo Dojo Casa?
That's right. Is that Ken's?
That's
is that
Ken's
Ken
house.
The Ken, yeah.
The Kens live in the Mojo Dojo Casas.
Oh, that's in the movie.
Yes.
The Mojo Dojo Casa. What's going on? We're talking about.
He's someone who didn't see the movie. So why are you making fun of this guy for not seeing the movie? It's like mostly a girls' movie and mostly a feminist movie, and you expect him to want to see it? I mean, thankfully for him, he didn't have a girlfriend or spouse who forced him to see the movie, but come on, you think this movie would really attract men? This is ridiculous. And also, when we talk about the Mojo Dojo Casa, yeah, well, before the Kens built the Mojo Dojo Casas, it didn't look like they had anywhere to live. The Barbies, each of them had their own house and very lavish living. But the Kens, once Barbie went, then the Kens, once Barbie left Barbie Land for a few days, then the Kens, or maybe even one day, then the Kens built their own Mojo Dojo Casa, and they're all sharing it. And, you know, that's the best that they could have gotten, right? So, I don't know why it didn't show the Kens having their own place, like, in the beginning of the movie. Were they trying to imply the Kens were homeless? Or didn't have a place to live?
Ken.
Right,
Ken
but
living in his, like,
he's Ken
cowboy
of the show.
world.
Right.
Medallion.
You are the Ken of this show,
Yes.
right? But here's to your.
So they're trying to insult him, but he doesn't even get it since he didn't see the movie. Like the weaker counterpart to the show. Really? Come on. Why do you modern women and femmes sit there and insult the people when they're right there? Like, you have no social awareness. Like, you don't sit there and make fun of people and insult them while they're right there sitting next to you. If the guy wasn't there and they're saying it, I mean, that's a different story. But they're still saying it on national TV. So, like, you insult people when they're right there in front of you on national TV, and then you don't have enough social awareness to see that it makes you look bad. I mean, don't whine over not getting the specific nomination that you wanted and then sit here and insult people on live TV.
Point though, Natalie, I think when you have a situation, not that the other movies and the other directors aren't good at what they do. We just want to be acknowledged and compete for what we do.
Yes.
And the votes have to go sometimes.
But it's like what I think, Akbar, you made a good point. It's like if
You got the nomination, you got the recognition, but yeah, to compete for what we do, like, yeah, well, when you compete, you can't always expect to win.
this movie made history.
Yes, right.
It will, who knows if this groundbreaking history will be made again by a female director. And you're not recognizing that director. You're not recognizing the team. It's just crazy. That's a good point.
We said that.
And feminists are the biggest liars. They say lies over and over again, and somehow that's supposed to make it true. Greta did get recognized, and the crew got recognized. Best adapted screenplay, best picture, costume design, production design, to name a few. They got 8 nominations. What do you mean they didn't get recognized?
Yes, with the iron.
Well, the thing is that sometimes if you keep lying like you're telling the truth, then soon a bunch of people will believe you and think that you're actually telling the truth.
About the argument, however, though, that it wouldn't have gotten as much, but maybe all them dudes that's voting was alive when the Oppenheimer thing happened. They voted for what they recognized. Am I right? They all.
Oh, so you're trying to imply that all the viewers of Oppenheimer were old people. That wouldn't be true because I saw the movie. I saw Oppenheimer in theater, and I saw Barbie on Putlocker. So you're basically trying to imply that it's just old people who saw the Oppenheimer movie. I mean, no, there could be younger people who are interested in history who saw the movie too. But yeah, that's the modern women and femmes overgeneralization of stuff that they make without doing any research. I mean, you didn't even have to do research. You just had to look around in the theater and see who's sitting next to you. There were some, yeah, there were some older people and there were some younger people. Some people were in their teens who were accompanied by a parent because they were interested in history and they wanted to learn about the Oppenheimer thing, right? And there were a bunch of younger people in college and some middle-aged people, right? So you had a whole selection of people in the theater. So you clearly didn't watch the movie, but in any case, don't come on here, insult people, and then try to get sympathy for something that is a non-issue.
Re-release it and hope that, you know, in re-releasing the movie, everybody goes to see it again and they make $2 billion.
Exactly. Well, listen, this is going to be...
Oh, you clearly don't know what you're talking about because for re-releases, they rarely make more money than the original release because people want to see the original thing, right? And even when the movies, they make sequels like Hunger Games, the sequels don't always do better than the first movie.
And the reason why I say Barbie was trash is because of the message in the movie. The message that all the men are idiots, the women are superior. These feminists programmed another 3 generations of women with this movie. And people thought it was cute and innocent because of the bright colors, but it wasn't. This movie is very destructive. The crazy part is these feminists have championed an anti-male movie, and now they want the men in control to validate and reward them with accolades.
Yeah, make that make sense. Like, how do you make a movie bashing an entire gender and then you want them to support you? Be like, oh yeah, you go girl. You go girl. Yeah. That was a great movie where you basically trashed all of us. Yeah. Let's give you all the nominations. Let's give you like, let's give you Best Actress. Like, oh yeah, just because you made a feminist movie. Yeah, sure, yeah. Like, come on here. Man. And even if these guys were to just follow along, give them all the nominations they wanted, like just because they made a femmes movie, like, and all of that, then they wouldn't be respecting these guys either. So this kind of tells me that these women, like on the TV, like on the on the talk, who are on the TV right now in this video, that they would complain either way, that there's no way you can satisfy those people, and they would complain regardless. Anyways, guys, this was kind of interesting, kind of ridiculous, but let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment space. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash that like button. Also, check out the link I'm posting, like where I wrote the article on why your boyfriend doesn't want to see the Barbie movie. I have a whole site up and everything, but if you like this video, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, bell notifications, and share.